Okay. Oh, my hair. Let's rock and roll. I'm getting grey and bald. Hi, my name is Jarek. I'm the what's going on here? Sorry for that. My name is Jarek. I'm the Archon Studio CEO, and welcome to our 20th live stream. Where I'm happy to answer all of your questions. I hope you can hear me. CEST is working, so it should be all fine. I'm pretty sure you can see me because I see myself, so yeah. And yeah, so if you have any questions, please just drop them now. I do have, as always, about 20 slides ready to go through. Some info about the shipping, some info about the next releases, much more info about those there because the campaign is actually starting next week. And yeah, so let's quickly check what we have here. Yep. Jacob is in the comments, so he's happy to actually answer those questions for you in terms of home. Now, I do have some data for home, not for this week presentation, for next week, for next AMA presentation, where we talk about the numbers. Basically, the game improved a lot, so we're quite happy where it's heading. On top of that, everything has been already sent. The core game was sent for proper translations with the proper studios. So we are on track. In fact, we are actually 30 days ahead of track because the team had time till end of April to finalize everything, and they managed to actually do that 30 days earlier, which means, yeah, I'm quite happy because we're still on the track on a schedule. Okay. Right, let's go through some slides, as always. Okay, definitely as always, we start with a little bit of updates on shipping. I would just say everything shipped. I put the asterisk there because obviously, as always, with Brexit, we have around about 75 parcels. This is all together from both projects. This means Feats of Eternia and Dungeons Lasers to go through, just process them manually. It's been, yeah, and then on top of that, we have 105 backers to close DPM. I put something here down as a note to myself, just to let you know and tell you what exactly the plans are. We had this week a meeting with a accounting company from the UK, and we are going to establish branch in the UK, in Nottingham, and that's going to serve as our distribution hub. So with full team there, obviously employed in the UK for salespeople, for distribution, packing, and so on. The couple of reasons why we want to do that is one, we need that with upcoming projects to have very nice, good, warehouse with distribution center in the UK, because the Brexit at the moment is a pain in the back to get everything shipped out through the border. And then that's point number one. Point number two is actually Kickstarters. So with having distribution center in the UK, it will allow us to speed up the process of processing all the paperwork related to Kickstarter, and we won't have to play and do this malarkey with going back and forth with VAT, or you have to pay, or we have to do refund the VAT and so on. It's crazy. Just basically we have on top of every manpower in office, in accounting, one basically person dedicated just to do that. So no. And then on top of that, having the branch in the UK will allow us to improve sales for retail sales. Many of you might not know, but other companies from the UK have exactly the same problem to sell any product to Europe. Like Games Workshop needed to establish a branch in Germany in order to actually push the products out. And I think in one of the reports they mentioned that they have lost about £11 million because of Brexit. There's a funny quote down the line on this report from GW saying, well, you promised us better. Right, the Brexit meant to be so great. No, it's not. So if we want to sell anything to the UK, it takes additional cost of shipping and additional cost of getting stuff going through the border for the retailers, meaning that, you know, some of the retailers which want to order some orders from us needs to pay additional 75 or 70 quid just to get the stock going through customs in the UK, which is ridiculous because, you know, in normal stores usually order from 300 to 500 pounds worth of stock, and on top of that they needed to add 75 for customs. That doesn't work. Anyway, saying that, quite happy because this means we're gonna be more often visiting UK. This also means that we might be visiting more trade shows in the UK. Definitely for us, the big ones are this month, which is the Salute. I'm not going to Salute. I meant to go for Gamma in the United States. I'm not going for this one as well. Shimon is going with Marcin. And one of the reasons is basically we have a very, very important meetings happening in the next couple of weeks, which means basically I need to stay in a headquarter for that. So, but I'm going to be at UK Game Expo, which hopefully we will have a great announcement there. And yeah, right. Let's have a look what we have here. Oh yeah, by the way, I was just seeing on the Facebook, those nice pictures are popping out here and there. This is Feats of Eternia Castle Grey School, and it is one of the challenges which we were kind of for those of you who backed this project, you guys know exactly that we made something crazy that we said, okay, you know what, because of the other companies making quite large Castle Grayskull, we're gonna make huge as well, even bigger. Yeah, I know this is, you know, weak, but yeah, but at the end of the day, this is basically the outcome from that. So I'm quite happy to see those pictures and those assembled dice towers, and they really look epic. And we had some ideas how to incorporate that one into Battleground, that, you know, you could potentially replace this with some other element allowing you to play miniatures on it. We will see how this one goes, maybe at some point, but I don't know. If yes, there's gonna be only trade show available model or so, but your painting is it's so great, man. I need to get my paint pots and check them whether they still okay to use, because I've already seen those pictures and wants me to spend some time on painting miniatures. Right, and also, yeah, a few pictures and few gameplay pictures from Fields of Eternia. If you back Fields of Eternia, do me a favor, if you like it, if you play the game, go on a Board Game Geek, please score it. What you think about the game, just give us something to work on, give us some feedback, because that's the best way to get our team trained, is getting feedback from customers. And yeah, at the moment Fields of Eternia is actually going up in points scoring, so the target, in general target for that one was about 8. We're very close there. I believe we're probably gonna get there at some point, because we're getting quite good reviews and quite good feedback from customers. So that's cool stuff, really cool stuff. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So there's a question, can we know the difference between the plastic you choose specifically for darker and lighter gray? Use the dark in the NDL2. Okay, that's a very good question, and I'm quite happy to answer this one right now. You see, I've got 2 examples here I'm happy to show you, because I'm going to be showing those miniatures probably later as well. This is miniature, which is for the Deus Lair, for the new Deus Lair miniature. As you can see, it's in the dark plastic. And this is a slightly lighter plastic. So now I can put 2 miniatures side by side and in 2 different colors. Now this camera won't show you this one, what I wanted to show you, but basically in this lighter color you can see much more details on the camera, on the pictures, on when the miniatures are unpainted. So in general it's when we choose the material, we choose darker because we thought it's going to be much better visible when you grab your sprue, and then, you know, it is in general, that's what it is. But it doesn't work for camera, it doesn't work for anything else. And that lighter one for the miniatures is the worst one. That's the worst case scenario. Why? Because it's too light. So we kind of needed to find the middle ground in terms of actually getting the sprue colors. Now, something from the industry, which I know is a fact, that GW spent a lot of time and invested a lot of really time in the marketing stroke engineering team to develop their own color. So they have their own color, like a shade of plastic. And why? Because it's the best kind of color to show on unpainted miniatures. As you might know, many people or many pictures I saw of miniatures that were unpainted, or, you know, somebody assembly, or even from gameplay, or even whatever, from bat reps of unpainted miniatures. And if they were completely white or kind of like this, you wouldn't be seeing all those gray details they have on the miniatures, or we have on the miniatures. And if you go too dark, it goes exactly the same way. So that's one of the reasons why we needed to find this common ground, following what the competition is doing currently. So this color at the moment is only available for our own miniatures. We're not offering this one for external. Really hoping. So we're not gonna be we're not going to be a at the moment using this one for external. So yeah. Okay, let me clear this. Let me go back to slides. And so in general, as it's only color difference, right? And we needed to improve basically for yourself, for ourselves, for advertising, for everything around it. But in general, it's exactly the same plastic. We haven't changed plastic. We won't be able, because we have only one plastic available already from 2 different suppliers. Same material, same process, it's just different dye. And one more picture of Dice Tower, which I absolutely love. What we have here. Okay, so Wave 5. There was a question which I have seen it about Wave 5, which is here. Regarding Wave 5, are we going to plan to do any, or are we going to be releasing anything in the Wave 5 of Horde? At the moment, well, not for the Wave 5. One of the reasons why is we just release entire faction. So, but yes, in the future, everything from, I think, Wave 6 or maybe Wave 7, we will have something for other factions. There is, I don't know, what should I say? Well, there is one more faction coming at some point, yeah? So just to let you know that the team is actually currently working on it. We did something which we never expect we're going to be in the position like that. We are currently working on Wave 7. So Wave 6 is fully approved, ready for production, and so on, so on. Just to give you some idea, a couple of years, just a year ago, when we started this project, we were basically a couple of days before release. We were just, you know, every team was running around trying to finalize all the bits and bobs to get the product launch on the launch time date. And in fact, the languages were delayed because we made so many mistakes over there. But, you know, let's put them into like lack of experience. But now the team is actually extremely ahead in terms of doing more waves, so we shouldn't be missing any boats in terms of releases on time, releases on Battleground. In fact, we haven't been. For the last 6 months, we have not been missing any releases for Battleground. They will be just released on time. Okay, so that's only one thing. And what is great about it, we are in 100% full control over the product, right? So this is something which many companies cannot make, because they don't have it, their own manufacturing, right? They have to rely on a supplier. Not always supplier is keen to make your product as a, you know, according to the schedule, right? Right. So some releases we have this this month, and it's worth to show you. So definitely Rampart Modular Terrain. This is the City Ruins. I was actually delaying this release because I wanted to use in a wargame we are currently working on. But there were so many questions. We had so many questions from retail, especially about this set. When it's coming, when it's going to be available. People have seen it. We did a little bit of sneaky peek to retailers to show them what exactly is in our pipeline for releases. And they said, well, you know what, we want this, and tell us when. So we went ahead, and this month we have Rampart Modular Terrain. And also we have city ruin bits, which works perfectly with this terrain, modular terrain. Quite a lot of numbers of pieces, so we have 81 pieces which they're going to be available. Now I put the link down to our store down there, so you can buy them from our store, you can buy them from your local gaming store as well. Yeah, excuse me. We fixed a couple things about the store. This is something you have requested, so I will be showing this one in a second as well. What have changed now. Then we have some dungeons lasers. So this is dungeon lasers 3 elements which we haven't released, and we are doing them now in retail. Then Two Dimension and Curse Cathedral, and now something big. So this is the Grand Stronghold. It's 317 pieces. If I reckon correctly, is about 8 or 9 kilograms of plastic. It's a huge box, massive box, like, you know, big one. So we've decided to actually release something like that because, again, we think that's better representation of what exactly this product is and how it was designed and how it's supposed to be kind of assembled. So you're gonna get this huge stronghold you can build with all those elements. And just to show you the back of it, this is how big it could be. And again, 317 pieces. Yeah, quite large and quite heavy. Obviously, this is just the assembly example. You can assemble many variations with this set. Yeah, check the website for more info. And this is what many of you were asking. Many of you were asking about the free shipping. So after, because the store went down, we shut down store for about a week and a half because we needed to do all the maintenance for this. So we needed to change the currency from dollar to euro. And suddenly everything is actually working now. Yeah, or Marcin is correcting me. Yes, is that about the 4 kilograms and 40 spruce? That's correct. Oh, yeah, that's more accurate. So anyway, it's a free shipping now, starting from 150 euro for USA and round about 100 euro, not one exactly, 100 euro and more for EU and the UK. Yeah, so that's about new releases. Oh yeah, there's a question. If you're watching this. We are currently in the process of doing small rebranding, right? So we want to change our logo a little bit. That's one thing. So we want to change logo for something different. Something which is, it's gonna be closer to us, kind of, right? And a kind of unique stuff. So do me a favor, just drop the comments and just, you know, put 1, 2 or 3 which logo for you is the more appealing. About, I'm only talking about your feeling, basically, which of the logos you feel fits us better and our company and our kind of mission and what we do. So do me a favor, just drop 1, 2 or 3. This will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3. This is small different variation of the 1. So let me know in the comments what you guys think, what we should use, which one is for you, yeah, you think should be the one which we should use. That's only proposals, obviously. That's only basic proposals we had at the moment, and we're gonna be looking at different logos but at the moment we from maybe, I don't know, 20-30 different kind of examples we've made. These are the ones which we really like. Yeah. Okay, that would be the rebranding. Now, why rebranding, you would ask? It's kind of related to future projects and in future plans. So, and plus it's about time, after so many years, it's been 10 years now, it's gonna be 10 years next year, that we should kind of rebrand and refresh logo, I think. Yeah, so original logo wasn't made just to be like kind of representation. It was just done without kind of mission and everything else. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was just done just to see the gradients. Yeah, that was just done just to see how it would like if we going to do different kind of artistic way of actually showing this one as a colors going from red to yellow. But many things of those things got some meaning, and it's kind of internal meanings, not external meaning, if you know what I mean. Most of the logos are created with, yeah, we make this, so we make miniatures on sprues, so let's make sprue logo, right, or something like that. No, it's got much more into the business. So Arch, for instance, this something about the Arch is that our company started under tiny arch bridge. So we had under that bridge a small, maybe twice this room I'm sitting right now space when we all started. So we always were saying, I was visiting that place whenever we have occasion to go there. And yeah. Okay, let's move on from the logo. Let's move on to the next. I will read your comments about the logo as well, because they yeah. We have some comments here about from the Discord, so I need to go through them as well. Let me just check if we have some comments maybe here. We scroll up. Right, okay, let's go. So can you clarify what does and what does not include VAT? For the Deus Lair. So am I able to... You should be able to see the page. Right, let me go to the page. So just a quickie. That's the Kickstarter page, right? So we have I've added this one, UE VAT included. So everything in that pledges and all the pledges are VAT included. In general, we wanted to start doing kind of Kickstarter when the VAT is not including on a page. But this all Kickstarter grow to the level where we thought that, we're going to be offering 400 miniatures, right? And some of the pledges are really, really high, like 369 euro. That huge pledge. It's quite a lot of product, yes. But I think in adding on top of that VAT 20% or 20 something percent, it would be just deal breaker, in my personal opinion. So we decided to take the bullet and everything is VAT included. I think this will answer the question. So everything you backed, everything you're going to pay for is EU VAT included. This means if you're located in the EU or you kind of UK as well, because for the UK we have the separate line on down the bottom of the page. I don't think it's already there. Maybe it is. One sec. Maybe in the shipping somewhere. Maybe I miss. Yeah, it's not there yet. The shipping information will be about the UK, right? So UK, there is that threshold of 130 something, 135 pounds, which if you go above, we have to give you a refund for the tax, because that VAT you will pay upon receiving your parcels or something similar. Anything else we pay VAT. So we are for the VAT registered in the UK just to pay VAT. On a side note, okay. Let's go back to the pages. Let's go back to this. Yeah, here we are. So VAT included, don't worry about it, all great, and we won't be charged additionally whatsoever. When finally you will launch Pledge Manager on GameFound, April or... So this is probably related to Heroes. We will run in April. We have to. Maybe we'll push at the beginning of May or something. As you might know, GameFound decided to, or maybe you don't know, but GameFound decided to actually make the Pledge Manager paid. It used to be free. which, you know, I have my own opinion about it. Some of you might think that, you know, there's no business case of doing something for free. I think it is a big mistake from the GameFound to actually made Pledge Manager paid for it, because they kind of, I don't know, I was always under impression, my personal opinion obviously, so don't quote me on that one, but my personal opinion is they are in the business of crowdfunding, but not in the business of doing pledge managers. So having a free traffic, really free traffic, or kind of covering cost of running pledge manager, but getting traffic on your page, it's more valuable, or there is more profit to have that one than actually charging people for pledge manager, right? That's my personal opinion. Maybe they have some different plans, but I know the Kickstarter doesn't sleep. They also going ahead and sending to their critical customers, which we are part of it, by the way. We're part of the critical customers. Emails about their own cooperation with their own platforms, or in terms of pledge manager. So those things are happening in the background. On top of that, we had a few other companies, the big name companies, contacting us about the situation with GameFound, and they're thinking about establishing, maybe building our own pledge manager, which will be free. But it's not going to happen for Heroes. It might happen for the next projects, but for the Heroes, definitely it won't happen. We will have to run it on the GameFound. That's what it is. So it will be definitely April. If not, it's gonna be beginning of May, just beginning of May, because we were not ready for any charges in Pledge Manager, and they want to charge like 5%. So effectively, we will have to shift everything around it and say to you, oh guys, because of Pledge Manager is 5%, we at least would like to share this cost with you, right? And that's what it is. So we don't want to delay it. And if we have to delay because we're not going to be ready, we will let you know, definitely, on a Kickstarter. But if we delay, it's going to be delayed for months. Because we're going to have to find solution to go either somewhere else to do the Pledge Manager, or go back to previous Pledge Managers we used to use on our own page. And yeah, that's what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm okay with paying for Pledge Manager. I'm totally okay with paying for Pledge Manager. Don't get me wrong. But there is a kind of miscommunication between what we agree. If the Pledge Manager is completely solid and close to your page, to your product, then fine, and it's great. I'm happy to pay for that one. But not if we getting a traffic of thousands backers going on our Pledge Manager. They see all those popping commercials here and there of other projects, live projects, as a crowdfunding platform. Yeah, fine, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, you pay for the Pledge Manager, and then also you allow people to you allow GameFound to use that traffic for their own advantage. So yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense in my personal opinion, but that's my personal opinion. Somebody else might think otherwise. So yeah. I talk a lot about the business inside, maybe sometimes too much. Those will we be able to pick extra stretch goals as add-ons options for the bundles? Or okay, yeah, that's a very good question. A very good question. Initially, we wanted to make add-ons to be purchasable, and super stretch goals and super stretch goals during campaign. And the fixed price meant to be around about 59 euro. The only one thing is, with all the charges additional on top of everything, and then that you know that very well, that the stretch goals and the super stretch goals, this is the best value in the campaign, and that everybody knows, and everybody campaign is running exactly that way. We decided to actually not do that during campaign, but do it post campaign, because we really need to know the quantity of stretch goals we will have unlocked, right? Currently we plan for around about 50 additional miniatures to be available on the stretch goals, and about 9 to 10 super stretch goals. So it's, yeah, so that's the plan, to the level of, I think, yeah, to some level of backing. So if we pass that level of backing, we will be adding more and more and more content. So if for some reason, if just, you know, I don't know, if the campaign blow up, and if we didn't expect this one to blow up, sometimes happens, not often, but sometimes happen, we will have to react accordingly and get more stretch goals, which means that weight of the package and content of the stretch goals will be much bigger, and then we're gonna have to charge a little bit more in the pledge manager, right? So that's what we want to do. If you want to secure cost for the pledge for the stretch goals and super stretch goals, I would suggest just to get additional pledge, because that's only one way to make sure that the cost will be the same. Right. Has the reason been given for the Kickstarter only running for 2 weeks? This seems extremely short. We've been running 2 weeks Kickstarters for the last 5 years or 6 years. Most of the campaigns, if they have very good pre-launch time, they on 2 weeks campaign. And the thing is, one of the reasons is because it just became extremely boring in the mid-run. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why the campaign run for 2 weeks. I think it's a sweet spot for the creators. The worst is basically 30 days. That's the never-ending. We call this never-ending campaigns. It just takes too long for this kind of campaigns to go. But if you want to run the campaign which wasn't advertised at all, and it's a fresh campaign, I will always suggest to go for at this moment, because that will give you time to get proper advertising and everything else around it. Now, yeah, so we staying with 2 weeks campaign. I was even pushing for shorter campaigns. There was some crazy ideas within companies, seeing by, you know, other companies also try to do that, like only 8 days campaigns, because then there is extremely, you know, it's still extremely focused, hectic campaign, but you got shorter window to get everything done. And yeah, I mean, we are established business, so we have people working here 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and making even longer campaign is causing other problems, because then you need to have people working on weekends, Saturday, Sunday, and so on, and you know, we're trying to at least trying to make sure that our employees having this life work balance whenever is, you know, possible. So it should be always, but you know, running business or working for some other companies is not always possible to actually have this balance 100%, but that's what we're trying to do. So even longer campaign causing more problems for weekends and things like that, so there's nobody there to cover comments and everything else. So will there be a campaign with classic beasts like bunches of rats, wolves, ghosts for every starter? No, but we partially have this one in each of the campaigns. Sometimes we put in some, you know, here and there a couple. Yeah, Derek. I'm not for myself. I don't have a work-life balance. No, I'm not. I'm not entitled to actually have that one. So no, that doesn't work like that. I'm 24/7, 7 days a week. I have to. So going back to this question, at the moment we have random elements which are part of each of the campaigns, which you could classify as a classic beasts, but we don't have this kind of idea wasn't discussed. I could potentially have a discussion with my team about this idea. Maybe they will buy this one in. I don't know. We need to have a chat with my team. Can you clarify conditions for the bonus miniatures? Okay, that one has been already fixed on a page. I believe if you go on a page, we've got that one here. So in general, we are mentioning this one exactly here. So this is 1 per backer, and it's illibered. So if you back in many pledges, you're still gonna get 1, which is available for the first 48 hours. Then we have the community stretch goals, which is 1 per backer, 1 per backer. Either of them or both of them, we'll see how far we go with the backing. And then 1 per backer. This is the bull boulder. Also for the returning backers. So if you back any of our, this here is kind of a small mistake, because returning DNL backers only, we meant basically all the backers, returning backers. This will be clarified later on. So any backer, any projects you backed with us, because we know people not always backing DNL, but because they were not interested in terrain, but they might be interested in the miniatures, just to get miniatures, right? But that information is basically here, so that shouldn't be any problem to yeah, so that's corrected. Yes, there is one more. Inclusive furniture. No, we don't have that more furnitures in plan. We do have from previous campaigns, so you might get them from our online store, but there is one more mimic, which will be dragon. And it's gonna be part of super stretch goal. Yep, we have some in the stretch goals. So there's a few things which we plan to do in stretch goals, so stay tuned. And you know, doppelganger, for instance, right? So that will cover everything. But we have some classic kind of classic monsters in the stretch goals, in the stretch goal miniatures pack. With some other miniatures in the Kickstarter will be an option to trace from a packing. Okay, no, I was actually pushing this one idea. The only one issue and problem is that for 400 miniatures you would need a huge stack of plastic, which we need to send it to you. Additionally to spruce, it means that your shipping cost and the parcel wouldn't be, you know, it would skyrocket, right? Because the shipping parcels is not always about the weight of the parcels. Sometimes it's also about dimensions. And there's a formula for calculating this one with every single shipping company. So going big parcels but light parcels, it means it's gonna cost you still like a heavy parcel for shipping. So there wouldn't be no business case for do that, because then we'll have to charge you, I don't know, $200 for the parcels for something which for not everybody will have use and value. Okay. Is Bringer of Frost a 50mm base? It must be bigger for that. So that's the model. I've got it here. It's actually the one I showed you. I think this is what we're talking about. Hopefully this is the model we're talking about. But that's the model, that's the size of the model. So it's basically 28, this one is 28 miniature size, so yeah. Okay. Let's have a look what we have here. Okay, before we move on, let's check for the questions quickly. Do we have any questions? Okay, so I see some questions regarding the tournament rules. Our team is in the comments, so just poke them. They will give you some answers about that. Yeah, this is extremely interesting, because you may see the trend, and that trend, strangely enough, this trend is everywhere, and it doesn't matter if you open the cells on your page, is exactly the same. So if you getting product discontinued, is exactly the same. So towards we call this at the beginning of the campaign, you have the most exciting people who back the project, because that's what it is. And towards the end of the campaign, you get people who see the better value and or huge value of the backing it, and the so-called FOMO kicks in. So fear of missing out. Which is correct, because in general, at least for our campaigns, we try to give you as much as possible, really as much as possible, to the level of yeah, we make it, it's still business case for us, it's still worth it to make it, But the other way around, you know, you don't have campaigns which offer you 100 something models, miniatures, or 150. I'm actually 200 miniatures for $89. And some people will say, yeah, you know what, I don't like, you know, a quarter of that, I don't like it. Okay, you don't like quarter of that, which is just 25% out of 200 miniatures for 89. It's not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal, but you like many other miniatures. And then if you just select the miniatures you like, even if it's like 20% of content, now go and try to buy this 20% of content you really like for the money you're going to back for. You're not gonna find it. So yeah, and as it is with everything, you cannot make everybody happy. I personally think what we did for Deus Lair was a correct approach with core set. We needed to do that way. This is just basically very financial decision about doing core set of 99 miniatures and then adding everything else, and just because otherwise we wouldn't be able to make this simple. We wouldn't be make this because splitting them in a small course, which means I will have to juggle completely tools. I'll have to redesign the tools, which will cost even more, and then it was causing more issues. So yeah, it was at some point we were thinking about that one, because obviously we've seen the comments, and as you know, we always listening to you, and always when there is a, you know, X amount of people mentioning the same problem, it is problem to actually focus on. But yeah, we do the best we can afford, basically, right? So yeah, but that's correct. So first funding always happen in first 48 hours when we have the biggest traffic on a page. That's the largest traffic on a page. And then towards the last 48 hours, when you have all the notification coming out from the Kickstarter and so on, that is campaign is about to finish, check the campaign, check what exactly they have unlocked and what you can get it for your bucks. Okay. Big box add-on. This is something which Michał is also looking and considering. So you definitely going to see that if he's able to get all the right quotes in the pledge manager. Okay, let's a little bit focus on the on Deus Lair, because I think it's important. Let me just get a little bit of sip of coffee. Coffee is my fuel. Really, like, older I get, more coffee I need to actually work to exist. Right, so you remember a couple weeks ago when you gave us the idea about making a weapon packs, basically, for miniatures that could potentially transform your miniatures into something else. So we hear you out. We have designed 6 packs which are gonna be available in a stretch goals. They going to be unlocked on daily basis, so there is a 100% guarantee that doesn't matter how campaign far will go, you're gonna get them. And I want to show you them because we have already designed all those packs. So starting with the warrior pack, you will get a number of different weapons for the pack. Then we have a mage set, which means you have different stuff, you will have different elements, you have different pouches, you have different carry bags, you will have different mage, you know, where the mages or sorcerers kept their all great stuff, and some additional books you can attach to your models and miniatures, right? Then you have some warrior as well. So that was for the rogue, actually, and a hunter. Rogue and a hunter. And that will be just pure for the warrior. So some additional shields, some different type of weapons, which are just pure epic warrior ones. But that's not all. Then we have a paladin set. Right, some shields, some... You've seen the picture, I don't have to describe it, right? Then we have a bard set. I think it's also was needed. And finally we have a ranger set, which you will get some crossbows, bows. Here you have kind of 2 different type of bows and crossbows. I really like those designs. Marcin, I think, is partially collaboration between the Marcin and Krzysiek. both of our great artists, 2D concepts and 2D artists. And I've got to say to you that they did extremely good. I think personally they did extremely good work on it. And yeah, are gonna be great elements to put in the miniatures. You can attach them to any miniature really. So for your current miniatures, to the miniatures you're going to get from those layer, and so on. So yeah, that's the whole idea. So you're gonna get them on one sprue. We are aiming that all of that will be on one single sprue. And yes, they will be available in a pledge manager, just to buy separately, additionally if you want. So that's what it is. As I mentioned, we are listening to you. If you have some great ideas, we're always going to incorporate them. Cool. I hope you like it. What else there? Oh yeah, that's gonna be. I'm gonna be talking about separate schedules in a second. Alright, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. I'll definitely pass to my team. Now, Phoenix is actually designed a little bit earlier than the latest design. So we a little bit, you know, in terms of quality, we also growing and getting better and better at it. I think, personally, I think the best is Wyvern. That one is from from the Encounters. It's one of the best miniatures, I think, in my personal opinion, right? If I get ready a little bit more time, I won't paint it. This is gonna be my miniature I'm gonna be painting. Going back to painting after so many years, Jesus Christ. I'll do my best. I will share with you my skills, yeah. But that's my personal one, right? So everybody else got different one, but yeah, we have also from previous campaigns. There was Jahazal, which I really like it because it just showed my true nature. Jahazal was based around me, so I'm troll apparently. That's how the people in the company see me. Okay, fine. Yeah, so let's go through super stretch goals. There was some discussions about our super stretch goals, why we have them separately, why we don't give them for free normal stretch goals, and so on. Because it's gonna be about 30 additional sprues, if not more. 30, and it's gonna be about 4 kilograms or 3 something kilograms of additional material to be, you know, added on top of everything else. But not only that, it's going to be huge, massive elements, right? So physically we cannot give that. Otherwise, we're going to have to incorporate that price into the lower pledges, and there will be no lower pledges. So unfortunately, the best start option for that one is the second pledge, is 148.09 to get everything. And the plan is that we will have the Kraken, which is at $100,000, and then the flying pirate ship, which is at 200,000. Now, I've seen many comments about this being too small. Guys, this is just the concept. We will make it that at least 6 miniatures will go in there, right? So let me rephrase this. It will hold 6 miniatures of 25 millimeter bases miniatures in there. It will hold it. This element is a part of bigger plan for the future, but I won't be spoiling it anyway. So it needs to be done right in a scale, in a size, in assembly, in a number of components, elements, additional components, and additional elements. So I just want to tell you that this is basically a very, very important element for this campaign and the future of those layer as well. Okay, so don't be too harsh at this stage, because maybe we will just update the picture accordingly, just to make sure that this is gonna be showing arrow that here you're gonna be able to fit all those 6 miniatures. That's for sure, right? So if you play with crew at 6, you will be able to use that airship. Now, we don't have plans for more airship this campaign, but I don't know. It depends where this campaign is going to be finishing. If this campaign is going to be finishing above our expectations, we might get more. Okay. Let me just check if we have some comments. Oh, sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Maybe if Bartek did, I was okay, sorry for that. Bartek also did some. So we have 3 great artists. We have more great artists. Don't get me wrong. All of our artists are great, but also one of them was Bartek. So apologies. Sorry, Bartek, for me. I didn't realize. Really, I didn't realize they all look very, very similar to each other. So very, very sorry. Yes, Bartek did them as well. I totally agree, and thank you for this idea. I think one of you just dropped this idea and we just use it, which is great. Thank you for that. At the moment, we don't have any painting videos of our miniatures. We are currently going to, we're starting some work with external painters where we will be, you know, contracting them to do some videos on YouTube, Twitch, with painting tutorials. Maybe that will help. There's other projects which we're gonna be working on, hopefully, starting now, which will require those actions. So it's gonna be something new that we want to create it anyway with the painting tutorials. And the painting tutorials will be just around something, you know, quite simple tabletop level painting, right? Because of that's one of the problems when you go with the YouTubers that paints miniature, or with anyone professional. They'll paint those miniatures great, but to be honest, I wouldn't be able to make that. Yes, I know it drives me to learn the skill and paint as many miniatures possible to get to that level. But when I grab my miniature, my old miniatures, and look at the, you know, the YouTube's, nah. But yeah, as I mentioned, I will have to come back to painting, because that's one thing which really, really makes me a calm. Yeah, back in the day when I was in corporation, when I was working in a huge corporation, or in management position, I was waking up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, because I was so stressed out. And only one thing which really calmed me down was basically getting to my desk and just painting miniatures for 2 hours. So literally, I was painting miniatures. The sun was rising, and I was headphones on, and just, you know, in the background was some TV show was actually playing in the background. I don't remember which one was it even now. And just, you know, just to kill my thoughts, and just to get a little bit rest. So at the moment, I think I should go back to painting miniatures, you know. Okay. I totally agree on that one. We have very good 2D team. We always had, to be honest, people we used to work with, or people that used to be employed in the company, they're really, really good. Yeah. Okay, so I've been told the airship already been updated, so that's great. Jakub, thank you very much for that. Yeah. That wyvern is really... Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's just jump on the next slide. So this is the regular stretch goals. So as you might see on the stretch goals itself, we plan to make a daily unlocks. And guys, they're gonna be quite... I've got the miniature here, which is the golem. It's a stone golem. That stone golem is already made in plastic and is a miniature that is... Just change to my face, maybe that will help you. So I want to show you spruce. And that's the size of the miniature. That's the level of final miniature. It's got some additional components to be built on, just allows you. And you have 2 different versions, because you have other versions as well. But that's the size of the miniature. And comparing to previous miniatures, like for instance, that is still a little bit bigger. And that is core. That sits in a core. So I don't think there is no game. I mean, most of the RPG systems you can use, but also wargaming system you can use as well. So I mentioned to you that we've made several sprues. I do have 5 sprues. Apologies for that one. I didn't set up the camera. I was going to set up the camera, but I just realized towards the when we started that my camera wasn't set up. The other one for the showing stuff. Maybe not. Oh, maybe yes. So it's not tiny. Sorry for that. General. I'm going to show you a couple of sprues. So you see this down. There's some additional components, elements for those sprues. Hmm. The more sprues to show you. Now, you wouldn't be able to see that detail, but you mentioned GW, so I can tell you right now there's so many miniatures. Not all of them, not all of them, but definitely some of the miniatures we've been working on. They're very, very close to that level of design. Now, they only sample sprues, so they're not final one. They only sample sprues, right? You have to bear in mind that some of the improvements will be still happening on the miniatures. I really love them. You can see it right now that this color much better visible on the camera. The previous one. That is one of the sprue made and shiny and like a block now. So yeah, plenty of minis. Lots of functionality of those miniatures because you will have different components you can bolt on that art. So yeah, it is really happening. It's really happening. I'm gonna have full sets assembled. I'm gonna have full sets assembled on the campaign launch day on Tuesday. When I'm going to be with Shimon casting live. Right, what we have more. Oh yeah, you haven't seen this. This is the other. This is one more super stretch goal we want to do. That's new. You haven't seen it. I don't think I was showing you this one previously, but that's one of the things. Yeah, so that is one of them. One of the super stretch goals. So you can see the different sizes of the stretch goals I was talking about. So it's a dragon turtle. It's gonna be huge. It's going to be huge as well. Okay. So yeah. Yep. Yeah, I know that everybody can use schools, but I don't know if you know, but this is a huge joke from about GW. If you don't know how to, if in general, if you lack any ideas what to put on the miniature, put schools. So white, yeah, schools. So yeah, that's the kind of joke in the industry about GW and the designing team, that if they have no idea about, okay, I need some detail there, what I should put there, I don't know, just put schools, will be all fine. Yeah. Right, let's check. That's cool, man. That's cool. Ghost Dragon, I've got one assembled over there. One of the reasons why we have this one is we were showing off this technology to one of the company, because we have a project which would definitely use this process for manufacturing process for the miniatures. So I like that model as well. It's completely unique, but we have also fully painted one here in the office. We sent off miniature to paint to external guys, which we use and the guys just painted whole miniature, like all everything, and it was just basically pure miscommunication. We said, oh look, we just asked for the paint miniatures, we only meant paint the stone, and that's it. I mean, because it's a ghost dragon, but it's fully painted. So we have fully painted one, and also we have that version, which is cool. Happens. Right. Okay. We might do it, but it's gonna be announced either during campaign or post-campaign. We will see how this one goes. The problem is that we need to be very careful with design, not to go 100% copy design from other companies, right? So even if it's not called that way, even if Demigorgon is not called Demigorgon with, I don't know, Reaper miniatures, they have something similar. So we just have to be very careful how we play with it and how we do that. But it might be, we're still investigating whether this is something feasible or not. That's the reality. That's the true answer. So I'll come back to this one. We will come back to this one if this happens on one of the updates. Okay. Dragon turtle of it. Yeah, many of those things we plan to make optional. Yeah. So we always try to do, elements in campaigns optional whenever we are able to do that, right? So, for instance, this flying pirate ship, I see those things here being optional. I see the cannons being optional. I see maybe some other armor stuff being optional, and that will allow us to create in the future additional airships or different airships, or allow you, if you have more than one, to assemble them differently, right? So that is already in some of the cases incorporated into design if something is out of place. So like those elements for you might be out of place, but for designers are not. But we will give you option to assembly with or without it. For the Kraken, obviously, it is difficult to say something is out of place. The Kraken is a Kraken, right? So that's what it is. For those miniatures, only that one here, we might be thinking about different heads. But again, we just investigating this one at the moment, and we will see whether we are going to be able to put like different type of heads on it. Okay. Right. That will be all for today in terms of presentation, in terms of comments. Finally, we have made one live chat, AMA, which only lasted 1 hour and 1 minute. Well, probably I'll have still a few minutes. If you have some questions, I'm happy to answer them. Yeah, thank you, Kamil. Yeah, it was. Sorry, I didn't tidy up the desk, so it was messy, as always. Jarek, yeah, sure. How? Yeah, we have some projects which we always have, totally hidden. Any advice on storage system? I would like have a lot of minis, but I don't know how to store them. So there's a plenty types of storage systems. Battle Foam is the one I know for sure. Battle Foam makes the best storaging solutions. That is that. There's other companies. There's a few AKs. The other company is called AKs. Now, this is a company from Poland. They do different cases, and they do magnetic cases. So you could put on the bottom of your bases magnets and store them on a kind of like a plate, which then goes in the carry case, and you can just carry your miniatures, and they won't get damaged. Nothing will happen to them. But if you Google, you'll find more companies, and there's more and more Kickstarters actually around that one. So that's what it is. But I was personally using back when I was playing the Battle Foam. Battle Foam, you can buy like a bunch of foam, and then you just remove bits and bobs just to store your miniatures in there. I had plenty GW carry cases as well around here somewhere. I have those carry cases, which I think was also Battle Foam, which make those carton cases which you open and then you have foam inside. So yeah, plenty solutions. I'm going to be at UK Game Expo. I did mention actually that I'm going to be during this live chat. I'm not going to be at the Salute because I need to stay in the business. It's a very important period of time for us. But UK Game Expo, I'm going to be there. That's for sure. And Derek is going to be there as well. So Derek, why you haven't mentioned that you're going to be in UK Game Expo? So yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes, so everything is VAT included. You have to bear in mind that there is this threshold of 135 pounds. So how it works is, if your pledge is more than 135, if I record correctly, or maybe the other way around, it doesn't matter. You pay 155 pounds. That's it. Well, you pay for the pledge. That's it. That's it. And it's gonna work other way. We will pay the VAT for you when we ship the product, or we will send you refund for the VAT, and then you will be paying VAT. But the price you see, it's a price you're going to pay for the UK backers, right? And nothing extra, no additional charges whatsoever. It might be different because you're gonna get the refund, and then you have to pay it by yourself when the parcels arrive to your house. But that's what the Brexit is at the moment. So the threshold is 135 either way. So no additional charges, no additional whatsoever, okay? Yeah, I do have a few of them. Let me change the camera for unboxing quickly. I made a huge mess here. So I did assemble those mini. As you can see, they have different weapons, different hats. You have some additional element, can be also somebody else that way, different way. Also, this is the bolt-on elements we have designed. This is what makes miniature even more, let's say, differently to any other miniature. And now with additional weapon packs, this you can change this one again into different. So another one which is out of the caster set, which is now it's half, just one with no weapon whatsoever. Obviously, you can mix them. I think these two weapons are they. Now, Sarah. So she's got wings. She's got a shield and a sword. Section 1. Wings. Wings are optional, by the way. So the different hat with a spear. It's not the best. Not the reasons why not. That's one of the other options when she only holds a Daja, and then the other arm is just. So those options, there's a plenty options for multi-possible. And the set you're going to get is really use it for many ways, assembly ways. Okay. My face. Let's go back to my face. That'll be fine. All right. Yeah. Show me the goods. I will have something ready for show me the goods. But if you don't know what the show me the goods is, just watch the previous live stream, and you will know exactly. But I will have something prepared for that one. So. Yeah. Okay. It's about time to finish. It's holiday time, so we are back on Tuesday. Actually, when the campaign starts, the campaign is going to start on Tuesday at 8 o'clock Polish time, Central European time, afternoon, obviously. We're going to be in office for quite a long time, probably till midnight, or something like that. Always, when we start the Kickstarter, we have to stay till midnight because then we have to update the page. And I go back home and wake up next day morning and carry on with updating page. We have tradition in the company. Every single Kickstarter we started is it's our pizza day basically. So we order like 30 huge pizzas and so on. And then the last day is exactly the same when we order again 30 large pizzas. So, but I'm saying this one, if you're around PWOW somewhere close, the doors are open. You may just always come in and get yourself a slice of pizza. Anyway, I want to wish you because it's basically Easter now. I'm gonna be spending some time with the family. But yeah, not only that, I'm gonna be cooking tomorrow, cleaning tomorrow, tidying up house tomorrow, and then cooking again. So for me, the Easter will be just crazy. But Sunday and Monday we're gonna spend with the family. So and we need to recharge batteries basically before the campaign starts. Every campaign is I'm great. There's a reason why I'm great, right? Because of Kickstarter campaigns. But in general, every campaign it's a lot of stress, so it's better to have fully recharged batteries, and the team also needs a little bit of rest. So have a great break, have a great Easter, have a great time, and I will see you on Tuesday. And then I will see you at some point during definitely campaign, because I'm probably gonna have to. Yeah, we'll be doing one more live AMA, because I'll have to. I promise I'm gonna be doing this one every 2 weeks or maximum every 2 weeks, but I'm going to be doing it. It's gonna be during the campaign, but yeah, I'll have some stuff to show you. Maybe just maybe I will have great announcement to share with you. If not, I'm gonna keep saying the same, that I'm gonna have a great announcement for you soon. Anyway, have a good one. Thank you very much, and see you in a couple of weeks' time. Actually, see you